Are we live? Hello, how are you? We are live on the quarantine. I'm Roslyn M. Ogburn.
I'm Henrietta Ivy.
And we are on the quarantine. We appreciate you tuning in to WZZZ, the coolest TV, of course, live streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and all your social media platforms. We just ask you to like, share, just call in and let everybody know we on this Friday night at 8 p.m. And then I'm going to pass it over to Henrietta.
Good evening and hello, Detroit. Thank you for joining in. I'm sorry, joining in. You know, I couldn't get them words out for nothing. I don't know what's going on with my brain today because I didn't have that coffee and it's like, yeah, I'm going to make you pay for it. But thank you for joining us tonight on the quarantine. We have some, wonderful informational news for everybody. And we hope that everything that we give to you benefits you in your communities as well as in your families.
Yes. Now, y'all saw as we was tapping into some music. I'm going to keep it going. I think I was trying to bring us a little Shaka Khan, but it looked like she not tapping into us. I thought y'all heard a little Luther coming in.
Right.
But we just say once again, we appreciate you. You could be anywhere else this evening, but you decided to tune in tonight live on the quarantine with us. All right, so I'm going to jump right in. My name is Roslyn M. Ogburn. I am going to give you the Roslyn Report. I am your candidate for the new State House District 3. So what do you mean? Say new? Yes. So the old 3 is on the east side. I'm not going to just throw names out, but I do believe Mr. Abraham Ayush is the state representative. No, that's 4.
That's 4.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm always thinking about you 3, Abraham.
See, that's what
you
want to
I want to mirror it like somebody like that.
Yes.
So, no. Sri Tanadar is the 3rd House District currently, which is representing part of the east side and actually part of some of this district, right? But the new House District is the former 9th House District of the west side, south of 96, Plymouth, Evergreen, Southfield, Greenfield, and coming down in the Ford Road and transferring over to Dearborn and to now Melvindale. So I just wanted to say that is the new representative of the 3rd House District, just for those that have the conversation about the redistricting. We've been bringing that strong, trying to make sure residents are educated about that. And I want to just lift that up in my Roslyn Report. Tomorrow, we are hosting, come on now, the 12th congressional to be, right? We are currently the Mighty 13, with our dynamic and amazing congressional district representative, Rashida Tlaib. Woo. Somebody coming in. I hear the doors opening. All right. He got to bust on in. You better bust on in while I'm introducing my congresswoman. I'm going to slide over, y'all, because I'm in the seat. Because this is my seat.
That's my seat.
That's my seat.
That's her seat. She
I like my seat. All right, I'm doing the Roslyn Report. So while he get himself together. All right, so I was uplifting my dynamic congressional representation for our current 13th congressional district, Miss Rashida Tlaib. But we know we are up for elections.
Right.
And for the August 2nd, 22 elections, she is seeking and reaching for the new, what we say, redistrict lines of the 12th congressional district. And so what we realized and had a larger conversation with some of the precinct delegates, a lot of community leaders, what does it look like as we transition over and actually support our candidate and then make sure we understand what's going on politically and really what we've been presenting and making sure residents were aware about a lot of voter suppression and how we can make sure our residents have more information and more resilience towards access to the ballot box, right? Absolutely. So I just wanted to uplift that. It is tomorrow. You guys, anybody on Facebook, you might have to go on and check in. It is called the 12th Congressional Transitional District, and will be in Dearborn Heights. My brain is good to me right now at the actual location, but if you go ahead and look it up, like I say, I'm going to drop it into our link before we exit out tonight. So everybody that is joining us on Facebook, tune in, chime in, and I will have it up in the link. And I also want to uplift last Friday evening. I had the privilege to be with the dynamic team of the Ladies Entrepreneur Empowerment Circle. Woo woo! I have to give applause for them dynamic women, and it is the led by the CEO, Andrea Thompson. And I just want to say thank you, Andrea Thompson, for such a dynamic event. It was located right here off of Wyoming and Linden.
Nice.
Everybody know that is the old Detroit West Club, right? And so it is under new leadership or new ownership, and they are black owned. We want to give a shout out for that, right? And so, but the mindset or what the theme of the evening was honoring black women for, of course, we know it was Women's Month for March, right? But also women that have been doing the work that might not been acknowledged. Now, I just said to have the privilege that she honored me for Shiro Award, but I want to uplift the other young ladies that were in the room that she did for the Spotlight Award.
Okay.
A lot of them individuals that were uplifted, she had never met. But she had exhibit and seen the exemplary work through Facebook, through Twitter, or even just seeing them in the community, just rocking out.
She actually paying attention.
That part, right? That's what I'm saying. No, it's like she said, I see the passion. I see the hard work. And some of these individuals that were doing the work were organizations that are bred and built off these young ladies' own income. Their own blood and their own investments, right? Not trying to be funny. No city grants, right? No federal funding, just because they care for the people. So I just want to applaud all those young ladies and organizations that Andrea Thompson and the Ladies of Entrepreneur Empowerment Circle lifted up. But then last but not least, I want to just say the culture and the temperature right now of us black women. Giving applause for our black magic right there.
It's working.
It's working. Come on, I got to say it. Because guess what? They said it couldn't happen.
They did.
They said, no, I don't live in a crab and a bear. You know Detroit is a hot mess. Y'all not going to get it together. But I want to beg you to differ.
Look,
I want to say I got a testimony.
I'm going to pay you back.
Come on, because I was in the room last week, that women are honoring each other. We supporting each other. Black women, let me just recapitulate that. Let me rewind that. Black women are supporting one another.
That unification that's coming into place.
That's it. Yeah. Loving one another. And I believe also I'm seeing it mirroring throughout my black men. That they are lifting each other up.
I do.
They're creating that supportive circle. Oh, sorry about that. My phone's not on.
He did not mean to drop the F-bomb.
But I just wanted to just hover there. Yeah. Because we talk about a lot of the negative, right? We talk about a lot of how the discord and how we're not working together. But we need to take the time and uplift.
We actually are working. It's a lot more working together that's not being spotlighted. But I understand that there is a lot of them that are not working together that's getting the spotlight. So they're keeping that focus on that, and it's overshadowing the actual work that's being done in a unified way through black men and women, women and women, black men and men working together to uplift each other. It's happening.
That's it.
It's actually happening.
And then, like Dre just said, Andrea Thompson said she's paying attention. She is seeing people doing the work. So I just want to close out with the Roslyn Report that keep acknowledging one another, keep supporting one another.
Absolutely.
Because every time you lift your hand to your sister and your brother, you are fortifying the community.
You are.
You are making
each one teach one.
Each one teach one, and you're making each day better.
Yeah,
for
each
one
one reach one.
That's it right there. So I'm Roslyn M. Ogburn, and I'm closing out for Roslyn Report, and I'll pass it over to you, Trey.
Hi guys, my name is Timothy Smith.
But no, seriously, thank you. Before I start anything, did you have anything?
Just wanted to piggyback off what Ron was saying.
Okay, you piggybacking. All right.
This past weekend, I had the honor of being with a young lady who I watched from the wound to the womanhood. Right.
All right. Come on.
Her name is Terry Hollis. She is my niece. She put on a Pink and Pearls business seminar.
All right.
And I want to uplift this young lady, and it was presented by her online store called Walking by Faith Shoes Online.
Okay.
And Layla B Boutique. They presented a business seminar for young African American women in the community. It was an honor to sit on that panel. When she called me to action and said, "Hey, Auntie, I need you to come tell us a little bit about business. You're a businesswoman. You've been doing this, and you just my shero." And I'm like, "Well, let's get it done. What you need me to do?" These women came out. They talked about their business. They were so uplifting, informational wise, spiritual wise.
Most sister
it was just like, and then the amazing part about that, the mayor of East Point, Monique Owens, happened to see her event on Facebook in the event calendar and came out and supported it.
Look at that. So
all the way through.
Facebook, we're using positively.
Yes. She was there all the way through the whole event till it ended. And so I want to say, Monique, you my girl. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting my niece. Like, we had an amazing time. These women were so uplifted. She had a packed house. It was amazing. It was amazing to see a young woman put something together in a week and pack a house.
There we go. Because I hear that support.
Yep.
See, it's the temperature right now that when we see a sister, cousin, a loved one doing something positive, we showing up and showing out. I love that.
So I just want to say thank you, Terry, and thank you, Jamea, for giving me the opportunity to help come in and uplift the young women in the community on the business aspect. And as y'all know, I did my women conference for the end of Women's Month.
There we go.
For the women of caregivers, and it was
That's
amazing.
What I was waiting on.
It was amazing.
She just hosted the event with
it was amazing. We had the online event. It was an online conference, and we just basically talked about the women who do the work, the research behind it, and the support behind it. And
when you say caregivers, I just want to just hover that. Can we just get 1 minute when you say caregivers? Explain to our audience what a capacity does of the role of the caregiver.
Caregivers. Now, let me be clear, because I know a lot of times people hear the word caregiving and they think about somebody going in and just making a sandwich or washing some
That's
clothes,
what I'm asking. Yes.
or just doing the bare minimum. Let me tell you, caregiving is from the heart. It is an artistry, and it takes a special kind of person to be able to go take care of a whole full adult.
Yes.
In their capacity.
Yes.
Because you have to understand, we're dealing with people who can no longer take care of themselves, and we have to watch them in a dignified way. Their dignity is gone. So we have to deal with a whole lot other than washing, cleaning, cooking, and shopping. Those are the bare essentials. It's a whole lot behind that, because we're dealing with a whole different person and their personalities. So we are dealing with, mental issues. We're dealing with doctor's appointments. We're dealing with translating information to family. We're dealing with the fact we got to watch these people, and we have to learn them medically and on the just on that aspect. We have to learn them on the personal aspect, because now we're dealing with a whole person and we're in their space. So that caregiving comes in from a spectrum of things. But let me say what it ain't just cooking, cleaning, and washing clothes,
which we have a role called housekeeping. It's not it's
not,
larger.
It's larger than that.
That's why I wanted you to expound on
it.
So
the great part about caregiving, we have celebrities, and I think I mentioned that in my conference, that who now have the eye on caregivers. We got the Honorable David Banner. Hi, David. Ashley uplifting caregivers. We got Megan Thee Stallion uplifting caregiving.
Look at that.
And we got the Honorable Queen Latifah uplifting caregiving, because all these people have actually seen it for themselves firsthand, the capacity of what goes into the work of a caregiver. So I want to say thank you to those three celebrities. You guys are putting us on the map. Thank you so very much. Looking forward to really collaborating with y'all. So look out for those emails.
I love it.
And that's my report.
I'm
passing it back to Dre. I'm sorry. Passing it back over to Dre.
I love it.
All right. So I definitely appreciate you all for tuning in here tonight. I'm sure they gave it to you all, but you know how it goes down. I got to give it to you again. You are watching the Quarantine Live on streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with us tonight with this hour that we here. If you're watching live,
just an hour.
Give us a call, 313-355-6018. I just want to touch on a few things. Of course, we wasn't here last week, and it's been a week, and I come back this week, and Miss Henrietta done changed her hair. So
I have. I am what they call copper blonde.
It's amazing what happens in a week.
But
we're going to go there. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still the people's candidate for Wayne County Commissioner District 5. You want to get in contact with me, I put my own information out there, 313-214-8120. You can hit me up at voteotis@gmail.com or my website at voteotis.info. with that being said, I just want to hop into these little topics real quick. Of course, you all should have seen it. If you didn't, I don't know where you were. You pretty lame if you didn't know. Ketanji Brown Jackson hearings went live. They went down. The baby gonna be confirmed, but I'm just not liking how, again, our Republican senators just take the time to ask the things and shoot the shots they shoot.
Oh, they've been shooting.
We gonna get to that later on because I'm gonna get, oh boy. City of Detroit budget here is still going on. They will be ending soon, but they still going on.
Yes,
Contact your local official, city council member, find out what's going on. Get out and vote in 2022. I still say it's desperation season. Don't let anybody tell you it's this is a great year thing. No, if you don't vote this year and we don't do what's right, we in trouble.
That's it.
Point
We're
blank.
gonna
Period.
back there too, but go ahead.
We in trouble. I got to give a shout out to Hugh Perkins and Monica Gill on retiring. Unfortunately, I didn't get my Related Rip interview. I'm probably not gonna ever go on that show because Hugh Perkins ain't doing this. I ain't going. But no, you know they did their thing for a long time.
Yeah.
Go get your food from Jamaican Pot on 8 Mile and Hubble. Wayne County, please fund hot food for Meals on Wheels, not these frozen dinners people are getting. There's a lot of people out here that love to cook that want a job. They might be on the street somewhere with some gifted hands. So let's make this happen. I heard some things about the foreclosures, but I'm not going to harbor on that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in trouble, look, we going to go into call your treasurer, 313-224-5990, or email them at wctocommunity@waynecounty.com. Ladies and gentlemen, look, again, pass this information around. If it ain't for you, you probably know somebody. If you don't know somebody, just spread it in.
And I'm going to drop it in the link also.
Yeah, what she just said. Let's get it done. I don't care about an extension, none of that. Help is help. Let's get it.
That's it. That's it.
I also want to say, Detroit Public Schools is having this Come Home alumni event.
Yes. Woo!
May 22nd.
Yes, I've already registered.
I will be there, of course.
Yes.
Just to see what's going on, but it strikes to see me some of these names that's Mumford alumni. I didn't know that was Mumford alumni. That I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, that's the Mumford alumni. But it's a good thing to, see alumni out here. So
because the point is, all of the high schools are coming together.
Oh, nice.
So that's
I specifically said Mumford. I didn't say anything about all the high schools. I said Mumford. So
but
yeah, I said Mumford.
The event is.
So
That's all. See the Judy.
I said
I'm
Mumford.
sorry.
That sweet powder blue.
Timing. That's a man.
With that being said, I want to hop into this real quick before I go into mental health, because mental health is definitely around this whole Will Smith situation.
Yes.
And I'm definitely going to go in on that because this is going to be my first and last time publicly saying anything besides, man, what you got going on? With that being said, let me get into this mental health of these damn senators, though. I really don't like Lindsey Graham.
Who do?
A lot of people. He's a Republican.
I just wanted to listen
but
to
all
in case
Republicans,
they're not aware.
So you got some Republicans that are not like Lindsey Graham. So
Right,
I don't want to
right.
just put that on all Republicans.
Yes,
that's
true.
one thing I won't
just wanted
do.
to just get clear though. Just to make sure what side of the team.
I
he was
really
actually on.
look. If y'all don't know who Lindsey Graham is, I feel bad for you. I really don't like Ted Cruz. It's amazing to me that every Republican in that room will vote against this gifted black woman who's more qualified to take a dump in the streets than they are. The questions that they were asking, it was just like, are you kidding me? And I understand that they want to get in the way of progress.
Absolutely.
I understand that they just want to have a dog and pony show because at the end of the day, we got the majority. She gonna get there regardless, so she really don't really need one of them. But it would have been nice, if you had a few strong Republican men that would stand up for a strong black woman. But
Now,
in the way, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
In the way America's going,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't gonna happen. You got a lot of coward elected officials, and we as the electorate have babysat these people so long and coddled their BS.
Yeah.
They think it's now cool to be embarrassing, to be ignorant, to be undignified.
Mm-hmm.
All the things they say about somebody like me. But you
No,
got these.
I was gonna just say Cori Bush did step up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
That
forget
was all
that
I
right
was
now.
gonna
I ain't talking about Cori Bush
Okay.
right now. That's we can
But-
talk about Cori
but
Bush.
he did
stepping
step up.
That's fine. We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about them cowardly Senate. Forget Cori Bush. We know what he did. I'm talking about them white Republicans that were so upset that this black lady was there about to get on.
And there was another gentleman. Oh, I can't remember his name. I ain't trying to give him credit, but he was Republican, and he started off in a way he
You
had.
talking about Jake Halsey?
Yep, he started off and then spin to the left on us. We had to question ourselves, like, what the heck he talking about again? But then try to double back. But I want to, see, you know how I do. I want to get credit with somebody's
But
credit
I'm
due.
not. No, we're not
But
giving
he
credit
was just
tonight.
one. That was one.
That was that one.
That was
Because
that
he
one.
was the same one that said Donald Trump was still the president. So I ain't giving none of them credit.
Let them
Y'all
have their illusions.
can
They can have their
buy y'all
illusions.
hold hands with these people all day long. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't
Yeah.
got to.
Yeah.
I ain't
It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess.
I'm a daddy. I kill. I'm take my tribe.
But
That's
I
what I'm
believe
doing
they
right
were
now.
trying to bring that pressure to see how she would.
But we knew
under
that she
pressure.
wasn't going to break.
But-
And that's the embarrassing part about it.
No, I don't. From a woman point of view, I don't think it was embarrassing. I actually think it was a great reflection, an example
No,
for
it's
America.
embarrassing for America.
So, okay, and what type of America did they reflect, or who they represent?
It's embarrassing,
Good point.
period. Period. It's embarrassing. Period. It shouldn't have went down like that.
I agree.
Especially when
I agree on that part. It shouldn't have.
you
But-
sat
we
there
know what we're
and
dealing with, dealing with the environment.
You sat and coddled a drunk that you said
Dum, dum, dum.
did
Right.
things that he shouldn't did in college, and he was sitting there fiery and spitting. I'm talking about the guy that was talking about Dobin and all them
Right.
cats. What's his name? Whatever. Tell with him.
I know what you're talking about. I can't the name.
the
is not
simple
here.
The
fact
other gentleman
that-
they put in for the court. Spring.
Like you said, Cori Bush had to come to her rescue. Another black man. Why in the hell in this so-called progressive country that so many people keep hollering they progressives and this, that, how does these things continue to happen if this country has supposedly moved forward? Move forward for who?
That's the question right there.
Here you got the Democratic
there.
Party, and I'm a Democrat, but I'm gonna be honest and say it. We are very fractured. Even when you went to the State of the Union, I think you had 2-3 different addresses just from the Democratic Party. You see what I'm saying? So, oh boy,
It's a lot.
like I said,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
this then goes down to my whole thing of 2022 and how important it is.
It is, yeah.
If we just watch that shit show happen, you gonna allow these people, and don't get me wrong. I really want to talk to Biden in a closed room myself and ask him what's going on, because dog doing some things. I'm like, But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, so I feel
What?
like when you said fracture, so January 6th showed us the country was fractured, right? Now, and I don't want to use the word broken, because I actually had a conversation with somebody about the difference between having a broken arm and a fractured in your arm, right? You know, you can wrap up a fracture and it can heal on its own,
Right.
but a broke,
bone.
you might have to
Reset
reset.
it, cast it up, and all that.
Or
other
even
stuff.
put
pins and needles and all that.
There
Yeah,
we
you
go.
gotta fix it
So
up.
that's why we don't want to use the word broken.
Right.
But January 6th showed us. Now, I'm not even going to lie. I didn't know they peed all in the...
I'm gonna tell y'all
They
again
did all
that they
kind of
like to
mess.
be
They
nice.
defecated
That
too.
I'm gonna
Nah.
use broken.
No, did you
they
hear?
gonna be nice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
did you
be-
hear? But what we're saying is, we just said, they crapped in institutions that we as a certain people always had honor and respect for. But these individuals that did it didn't look like us.
Exactly. But then they always said it would be us to do something like that.
There we go. So that's why I
So,
want to bring into the room
glad they showed
where
their
you're
true
at.
colors.
This is what I want to bring where you're at. And so with the reflection of bringing Ketanji, Brown Jackson into a position of a high authority
Of the land.
right? And
life.
the way they had the audacity to bring to her by oversaturating the conversation about pornography.
Right.
To me, that was so
Weird.
disrespectful.
That was just like the good old boys. That's who they are. That's what they do. They just
it was
nasty.
like I
Come on.
left, came back, like, are we still talking about
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Look, they were trying to shake her. They really tried to shake her, and she was like,
But that's what I'm saying. You
know,
would
she was
think
so-
you would think after
she was good.
so long, we're not about to keep doing this because okay, we tried to prove our point. We tried to break this person. It ain't happening. Okay, let's move this forward.
No, they come
13,
better.
14 hours of questioning.
They try to come better. They could bring a
Why?
kid book out the library.
Like I was sitting there,
They were
like,
just being they were being disrespectful.
Very,
Period.
very,
That was the whole
very,
thing. Very
bored.
disrespectful.
Very.
very bored, and it just goes
But I
to show
think he
that-
was trying to get
I
a
think
response.
they're just evil. That's
I-
called
That's
what
my
it
point.
is.
They were trying to
To
get a response.
They was trying.
that you never ever got, and you never,
never
going
will
to
get.
But so what it did display?
It displayed their true colors.
And the
You know?
integrity,
It's all of that. The true
her,
colors of
her
everything.
level of professionalism,
class.
and to really
All
say
that.
That's gonna be
why we should make sure and continue to support her for this candidacy. Because a lot of people didn't even know that there was so many steps to this process.
And
Right.
you know
So
what?
I feel
That's
like us talking
one
about
more
it.
thing that I
Yes.
want to talk about right
Yes.
now. People, you have to learn.
Okay, send me that.
You have to learn.
Send me that.
I forget who it was. It was you. Told me that a radio station already said she was confirmed. And she was already like, wait a minute, man.
It came
No,
out because I was
four-step
driving.
process. I'm on the
We have
calls every
got-
Sundays with the
Right.
national team.
Yeah.
To learn
It's a
some of
churn.
these
It's a
processes.
churn.
I was
But
kind of shocked when I
then-
heard it. When I was like, "Wow, it was confirmed like that quick."
But then a radio,
was
for
for
a radio
station.
station to say
I was driving down 8 Mile, coming back home, and
You know
I'm
how many people
like,
take that with a grain of salt?
I
She
was-
getting there.
"No, I had to really sit back and say, wow, that was." I thought they were still in the questioning process. So when they said it's been confirmed, and they were like, "Yeah, she's the new court high," I'm like, "Wait a minute." So I got home. I'm like, "Wow, I thought the confirmation came in April or May or something like that." But I called Dresser. "Did you hear?" He's like, "That's not true." I was like, "Just tell you what I just heard on the radio."
And see,
In
what
my
I feel like,
typical Dre way. My apologies.
No problem.
and I think that to me, why this is so historic for us also, not
Yeah.
just because she's the first black female Supreme Court,
Court.
Justice seated,
She
but
ain't Clarence
also,
Brown.
but
Mm-hmm.
but I was about to
Thomas.
say, but also, even when he
Yeah,
went through the process, I don't think we were more, we were educated about
Right,
all the steps
right.
in this legal level of interrogation
right.
that they
They're
are
doing
required
yeah.
to go through just for this seat. And I
They're
just
being
want,
extra. They are.
but here we go, bringing it back to why are we in the era right now of acknowledging for black people to be uplifted and treated in a certain way now? Because we see even her as a black woman, she is doing something historic. But we see how what we call they taking her through the ringer
Yep.
for this, and she's bringing nothing but poise,
Class.
class,
Professionalism.
and a level of excellence.
Excellence.
Come on now.
Let's call it.
That has not been seen in a while. Beyond her color.
Right.
Just in
Just
general,
general.
the way she just sitting
Yeah.
and coming across that
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
So I think really what is also to say to our younger generation, right, that there still is a standard.
That's
that
right.
they're, like you just said, the good old boys. That are they're saying what still can't exist or what we not able to do.
Yep.
And that's why, like we saying that there are certain roles as we move in legislative positions, why we have to get in the room and represent people, the people that look like us.
So
And that
then
only
the
gonna
question-
happen through voting, though.
Come
And
on,
that's what
right
I was
there,
about to
Understanding,
go.
right there.
understanding again, people who are listening, you have got to learn your candidates. And I'm not talking about the ones that knock on your doors 3 months before election. And I'm not talking about those whose uncles and aunts have already then passed the name down. If they pass the name down, make sure they pass the work down too, so we can feel comfortable with putting you in those
some of them
seats.
ain't passing work
Because
down.
if you haven't passed the work down, I'm not voting for nobody on no name basis if I ain't seen you do no work.
Come on. Come on.
It's a lot of names that haven't done work in quite some time.
I understand. I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
I want them to understand out there that this is why we are
Just
in
wanna
this
put that out there.
in this environment of
We're here to learn.
being still behind the 8 ball because they keep revoting in the same problem. And then crying about it after it's done. Like, check yourself. Know who you're voting for and get out and vote.
That's it.
But, you know, when in places like Kentucky and Florida, and who, by the way, got a very weird governor down there in Florida. I don't know what the hell is up with this DeSantis guy. He's a creep to me. But
yeah. I'm go ahead.
It's you know, we talk about voting, but guess what? There's a whole party that's about to really start voting on conspiracy-based stuff, lies, cult type activity. I'm not saying I want the Democratic Party to be like this. Not saying that at all. But damn, they unifying over crazy.
Nah, right there.
Let's just be honest about it. They actually are unifying around this, and
you want to know why? Because that's the self-interest that they have.
And
that's what I was just about to say. That we didn't finish having our conversation earlier today. The reality is that there is a whole bet. What's the word? What's the new app that everybody betting on?
Zendos. I know what you're talking about.
Everybody that do sports that are doing an online app with sports, killing the game on this app.
Killing it.
You know what? Let me just say you. It need to be an app because they betting on Detroit that don't vote. I need to put that out there. That's what I wanted us to hover on. I need you to call in Detroit because right now they betting that you don't vote. Now let me tell you what. Let me tell you where it's at. Y'all ready for it?
Yeah.
I hope I got everybody undivided attention. So Detroit don't come out for August. We come out in November when technically all the great selection
is in August.
In August. There's only two people on your ballot by November.
That's it.
But either in August you had to work, had a doctor's appointment, you forgot, your boo picked you up, something came up that was beyond your importance or priority to get to the ballots that day. Now I bring it to that capacity because while me as a candidate is flushing our list, we got more people that voted in November, ladies and gentlemen, than August. Well, guess what our job is as a candidate now? To reach for the people that voted in August. But the majority of our city don't come out to November. So other cities are saying, watch this.
But being time out, hold on. Why? Because this is how Detroit was taught just for this moment.
I'm sure they've been. It's this indoctrination.
And who taught this?
That August wasn't that important. That's what I want to know.
Who taught this?
Who taught them that August? But see, let's be
real about it.
I get that point. Let me be honest. Growing up in my era and time, August was the most important time. We knew it was coming because there was people. It was flooded, and we knew in every neighborhood in the city of Detroit at that time. I would say in between the late 70s, early 80s, when I was growing up around, and I was able to understand. We saw it. Candidates knocked on the door. I remember the mayor Coleman Young came to block parties, and this wasn't just to get a vote. This was throughout the year.
So that's my question.
So I'm trying to figure out when did it stop?
That's what I was just about to ask you. When did it stop? Because it got to us, and that
it just was like, y'all ain't got to worry about it. Just worry about November.
That's all that was being told to us. Worry about November. The things that was told to school. November's coming. The president. They wasn't talking about no damn
general election
and city council.
Where did not the primary become
they
the
wasn't
name,
talking about
the main conversation.
You know, I remember going to all the elections with my mama, but guess what? I saw. I didn't see all the fanfare there in August. Hot as hell outside. Than what it was in November.
That's it.
Cold them up, where everybody should have pretty much already made their decision.
And you know what? As soon as you said that, 1 month is all the family reunions in Belle Isle in.
Is it September, August, something like that?
August.
Yeah.
It's August.
Yep.
So you just said it, because it's hot outside. We're trying to close up our summer. Kids about to go to school.
That's the focus. That shouldn't be the focus.
But that should not. That first week should be about us getting our voice out.
If you know a club promoter, a DJ, anybody do stuff like that, tell them. They need to. I hate to say it. It is what it is. I don't care. Shoot me. You get a free beer. I mean, don't shoot me, but you get
Right.
a free beer. Somebody, we're gonna shoot him. He said, shoot him. We don't care.
Hey, you just never know
You
what's
get a
out
free
there.
beer or a shot. You vote and put your absentee ballot in the box at the club, and we'll figure out somebody to go pick those boxes up after the club is out that
Right.
night and go deliver all them absentee ballots. You got to figure out something.
Something to get the people motivated.
You talking about people getting ballots mailed to them that don't even mail them in, don't even actually fill them out.
It's happening.
Well,
I don't
guess
know
what?
they got them in the damn mailbox.
Since I know probably the third week of June is going down, y'all just bring them ballots to the club this weekend. Feel that?
All right, wait a minute, hold on. So, ladies and gentlemen, as your state representative, my job is to inform you of policies that coexist already. So, there were a lot of bills that they put on to the block to be passed and to be approved. And you know that you cannot handle people's
I was just going to say there's a lot of legality to
yeah,
that.
you can't help people's ballots. They have to deliver them and
They have to
their
deliver them
information
themselves. Yep.
So what we want to do
Wait a
is
minute. I heard before people was able to come pick up ballots and drop them off.
That was long
No,
time
this
ago.
was last year and the year
And
before.
that's probably why they end up getting fined for it, too.
So that's what we want to do to make sure that you're informed, because our other side of the party has
Next week
created
we gonna have some
a
stuff for
lot
y'all
of
then.
Yep.
voter suppression laws to block us from getting access to the ballot.
Okay.
Boxes. Yep.
You show up with an I voted sticker, you get a free shot of beer.
No, but
we gonna figure it
but
out.
No, but what you're saying is making sure
Right.
That
that
you
that
vote.
absentee
That's all I'm
ballot.
talking about.
Hold on, here we go. The absentee ballot go from being signed out, closed, and sealed up, and being removed from off the table, off the mantle, and out your purse. It
That's
needs
it.
to go
It needs to
into the
ballot
box
boxes
or
or to
the
the
mailbox.
clerk office.
Yes,
Damn it,
or
just
clerk
vote.
office. No,
I
but no, what
mean-
you're saying is deliver it in the manner
Manner
that it's
it's
supposed
supposed
to.
to.
And this is what I was just gonna say. I'm glad we're here. I'm just gonna say this in 30 seconds. I'm gonna say in 30 seconds. We as a black community
That's right.
have to start following the process. There are certain processes we can't skip. It's called A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And there's no way in hell you get from A to F. So
Yeah,
I just
well.
want to know that it's called you skip the process. You skipping something.
Right.
That is
It's called,
essential.
guess what? That should have stopped a long time ago. That's exactly what we've been taught.
But-
Skipping process.
But that's what we're talking about now. You can't. We say fill it out and take it into the location that it should be. Now, like you just said, we're going to make sure we come back next week so that we educate our voters
That's
on
right.
some of these voter protection laws, because they said you can't even give out water.
I know
in
you
the
can't
freaking
give out
line
no
more,
water,
right?
snacks,
no,
nothing.
on a hot ass day.
But they think it's
that
a
wasn't
persuading.
passed.
But what we're saying, that still was something that was put
Put it
on the ballot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
But we like you just said, we're gonna make sure what is passed and what is available. So thank you very much for going there.
no. Y'all right, but it's some bullshit.
It is.
Yeah,
because-
I mean, of course.
But this
it is.
comes from people not voting.
That's
That's
it.
This comes from elected people on their names. People that you see on TV that only show up to get you chicken and ice cream and Kool-Aid.
Yep. T-shirts.
You get your
hot dogs,
T-shirts and your little
barbecues,
There
photo
you
ops.
go.
little pen.
They disappear.
And then you
don't
vote
see
for them, and they don't
again.
see you on something again for to election. When are people going to get tired of that method?
You don't have a choice, but guess what? Again, this is it. There is no more after this. This 2022,
So yes.
let me tell you something. It's about to get real around here
It's
if we
about to
don't
get
get it
real,
out
real.
and vote.
Now, I do want to give a shout out to the precinct delegates. They have been extension. Did you hear about that? They have to May 4th instead of April 19th to be able to file for precinct delegates.
Yep.
Now, I was just at the
I filed for re-election. Yay.
Me too. So just to let you know, I had missed the 2020, so I wasn't a precinct delegate for 2 years. I was feeling so bad, ladies and gentlemen. But I am now a candidate now. But I wanted to just shout out because I'm not, the Dearborn Democratic Party or club had an event.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give a shout out. Everybody in the room became a precinct delegate. Did y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
That's what's
About
good.
everybody in the room became a
And you said
precinct
this was
delegate.
in Dearborn?
Yes.
Detroit.
That part. Like, that's why I said that.
You just made
And
my
guess
face
what?
itch.
And
I'm
Bilal
serious.
Hamoud
Hey.
was in the room.
That's power.
Bilal Hamoud
He
was
moved his
in the
people.
room
He moved his people to action.
notarizing everyone that evening. So the next morning,
Mm-hmm.
all of those delegates can be certified and be candidates on the ballot.
Yep.
So all I'm trying to say, today is Friday. Tomorrow, we're going to need those that know they need to look at their map. They need to go on the redistricting page, find out if you in the new, soon-to-be 12th district,
That's me.
Congressional district, you need to be in the room in Dearborn Heights tomorrow.
I know.
From 1 to 4.
Matter
of fact, I'm going to reshare that.
She said 12 to 1 to 4. I got a flyer that said 12 to 2.
Wow.
I'm about to resend it. Help him out, ladies and gentlemen.
No, don't help me out because I just printed it this morning.
Oh, I have a 1 to 4. Did you get it in your email? But
Yeah,
anyway,
Is that okay? So this event is for Dearborn or just all precinct and large?
for 12th
12
Congressional District.
What time
transitioning? Yes,
but I'll get the
add
information.
you all on
Yeah.
because, and I already thought I put it in a link, but I'll reshare for ladies and gentlemen. This is why it's important to check your schedules, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm speaking, so I know I had to
Andre
be there
just,
early because I have to leave after a certain time.
Want to say something about our Facebook viewer Andre, I'm sorry, said that a lot of people don't vote because they said people are going to put in who they want. That is such a misconception. Thank you for raising that question. That is such a misconception.
Me too.
I don't know how many languages I can say it in or how many dances I can do around that one question.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be clear again, Detroit. There is no they put in who they want. That comes into play when we don't get out and vote. Like say in August when we had the primaries last August and we had all the city council people running and they were out there at in the communities talking about work from the time they the polls open and just out there letting they were coming. So if people don't come out to the voting polls and you only get 35 people all day, yeah, you're kind of going to get who you don't want because you didn't get out to put in who you wanted by voting. And if you cannot wait till November to say, okay, I know who I'm going to vote for, but I'm going to wait till November. You cannot. People, please believe me when I tell you, you cannot wait till November to put a candidate in because once August is over, the strongest candidates have already been chosen. And if that person you want to go in office is not on that ballot, it's not because they're putting in who they want. It's because y'all didn't get your butts up and get out to the polls in August so they can get on the ballot.
Absolutely, right there.
And that's just how it works. So, yes, you will see a lot of voters putting in who they want. Okay, 1 or 2 of y'all might get out there, but get your whole community involved in voting and getting out there in August like you do. So all of y'all collectively can put that person you want to see in office on the ballot. And so when November comes, if their chances are it's going to be them and the other strongest candidate.
Absolutely.
But if not, it's going to be somebody else behind them on the other strongest candidates. So that ideology, if you ain't voting, they're going to put in who they want because you didn't get out and vote. And then let's just going to be clear.
And I do want to
thank you, Andrea, for that.
Yes, thank you for that statement because what was that again?
Hold on.
Andre Jr.?
Okay, and I would just want to go ahead, give a shout out station.
Because I know you're about to do 5 more minutes.
No, I'll do just 2 minutes. The conversation is real.
Yes, it is.
When you are going against an opponent and there's your opposition that don't want you to win.
Mm-hmm.
Dre, we and him just talked about it earlier this week. There's a real thing about them putting another candidate to steal the votes.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So we want to talk about strategy.
That part.
We don't want our voters to understand, that no, they put in who they want. No, they come up with strategy, sir. That's why we tell you, if you know your candidate, we need everybody and their mama to come out and support that candidate. Financially, knock doors, say we gonna do phone banking for you. I mean, everybody needs to throw everything in the kitchen cabinet. Because guess what? If the opponent realize they are the best candidate, come on now, and they got money, that's the only way they can beat, by shifting the vote and taking the people power. That's why we telling our black residents, we need you to engage. Go ahead, Dre.
You are watching. Oh, I almost forgot the name of the show was. You're watching the Quarantine Live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Give us a call, 313-355-6018. All right, so where do I start with this one? The ignorance of it all that portrayed itself on worldwide television the other night. And I'm going to start here. There's a sector of our population that believes there was a right and a wrong and a winner in this whole thing. I understand the want and the need for people to want to see a black man stand up for a woman and defend her honor and all that. I get that because we don't see it much often. Ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't that situation. Me being born in 1983, I've been able to watch a lot of comedians in my lifetime say some very wild things that today, obviously, you get canceled or slapped for. For everybody to be in this uproar about this situation, and I've heard people talk about mental illness and people laughed. I've heard people talk about cancer patients and people laughed. I heard people talk about AIDS and people laughed. You now want me to get upset because that woman, I ain't getting paid to say her name, so I ain't, had a fit because 1 million people that know somebody that actually had this made probably a joke like this about her, and her own husband at the time thought it was mad funny until I'm Hurt came along. What the hell are we doing these days where this is the pedestal of that, and real men that's doing real things we don't talk about?
Absolutely.
That wasn't a moment where somebody's on, and I understand, don't get me wrong, I'm not mistreating or being unsympathetic to the fact that she has what she has. I understand that. I know people that have it also. But those people that have it also told me it ain't that serious. Because they living. Nah, some people here does a lot to them. But when you somebody who's living in the public eye, who's had the conversations you've had in the last several years, who's talked about your significant other in the manner that you have, your own child has now come out with a letter that she wrote to a deceased Tupac, wishing that he was back in their life as the father and all this. You know, that situation there is just getting weirder and weirder by the day. The unfortunate problem with that situation is mental health all around that situation. This man snapped in a matter of a few seconds. 1 second,
It was fine.
it was funny.
It was funny. Yeah.
Until
He caught that glance.
the woman that he loved,
Was uncomfortable.
I need you to go do it. I ain't like that. Shoot your shot. It was wrong. If you really felt some way about it, you know this man. You could have pulled him behind backstage. Hey, you know that was some bull.
First of all, she should have said something when she got.
But not even just that.
Let's be clear.
Who's going to go to a comedy show and actually want to sit in the front row with somebody that you know is prone to fire shit at you? I ain't going to no comedy show where D.L. Hewley's going to be there. Mike Epps is going to be there. Cat Williams is going to... I'm not sitting in the front row, first 5 row where them cats can see anything. Because guess what?
They're going to shoot their shot.
You know what they going to do.
Yep. Target you.
So, I'm upset nobody's talking about how the one that got slapped feels.
Yeah.
You talking about somebody that was there just to do a job. Didn't think this was coming. Got a family of his own. Children of his own. Mother, father, brothers, and all that.
Yeah,
everybody.
And the statement that he made was not so derogatory.
It wasn't derogatory.
It was that
Man,
shocking.
It wasn't even a. It was a
joke.
joke.
But so this is where I looked at it. So I'm gonna just draw the picture. So this, my friend was like, "Okay, you drawing a picture," but I'm drawing a picture. So, as a woman, your hair's your crown, right? You go out get ready to dress for an event, and you may have your own insecure moments right there with you and your husband and your mate. A personal moment while you get ready to get dressed. So only you and your mate is at that moment. Now, we know when you on big platforms like the Oscars, the Emmys, these questions are supposed to already be scanned and reviewed before they're presented. You get what I'm saying, or whatever. So that means the questions were already. We know that they was gonna come.
What questions you mean?
I mean, not the questions, but
Pre-jokes.
at the pre-jokes.
Yeah,
The
they
statements.
usually
Yeah, they're
have
supposed to have that stuff
a
screened.
run through.
Yeah,
They usually
ain't none of that supposed to be a shot.
At those type
No,
of
no,
events,
I understand that, but
yeah.
they're not gonna go to the audience and say, hey,
No. This is approved by the
Right,
Oscars.
right.
But he
Right.
said that,
Yeah,
and Chris
yeah,
Rock
okay.
said this was from the Oscars. He kind of hinted that they kind of told him
Everything has to be a run through.
right. It's a run through. So they gave him that to say on that teleprompter.
They approved it.
Mhm,
That's what we trying to say.
Now,
right.
maybe she didn't know
That
it was
part.
coming, but I feel
Nah.
like
That's why I set up
You know?
both ends. I
Yeah.
set up both ends.
Yep.
You don't know what happened at home.
Right.
It's already pre-set
Right.
up. Now come. Nah. This is where you saying to the point of a black man standing up for his woman, or this was just emotional breakdown. So this is why I say where human, being human comes in. I don't approve the SmackDown because I'm going to keep it 100. I keep telling I'm born in East
trying to
LA.
tell
Here we
you.
go. I'm born in East LA. But I'm raised in East Side Detroit. So you'd have heard, like, keeping it real. If I felt my other mate would have felt some type of way, I'm just keeping it real. You better have security when you get to that parking lot.
That's fine. We gonna deal with that.
I'm gonna say it just like
Right.
that. Nah,
We
I
can deal
said
with that.
right.
because we know you heard the emotion because he still hollered after he smacked him. When he sat down, what did he still say?
Keep my effing wife name out your mouth. Said it
You
twice.
said that first.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why I did it both mirror. We realized that was some type of extra because clearly there were some other home issues. But I still said
Son.
Yeah.
human factors
Yeah.
and what we can draw out of. And this is why I said I always bring different scenarios because life happens and we never know really what the real situations are behind scene. But this is where a lot of people had to even have a conversation because the red table talks.
That's man.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this.
Look, we ain't
I'm
got
getting
nothing else to say.
close.
It's on the 8th. You might as well close. You got 10 seconds. And
listen,
you got a few seconds. and let's
People,
go.
this is what we are in an environment where everyone is sensitive. Just be very careful. Large platforms, small platforms, everyday life. Just understand that when you're saying something, be very careful with your tongue because it can get you slapped.
Yes. And I just want to say I had to make shout out to Sister Peaches Denise Riley for last week and her amazing job with the Fellowship District with our youth. I just had to give a shout out. I love you. Thank you for the dynamic work you're doing. And then I am Ralston M. Ogburn, your candidate for State Representative of 3rd House District. Hope to see you guys tomorrow at the 12th Congressional Transitional Meeting. Back to you, Dre.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning again tonight on The Quarantine. Again, my name is Andre Otis, the People's Candidate for Wayne County Commissioner District 5. Again, you get at me 313-214-8120. Vote Otis at gmail.com. Vote Otis.info.com. Man, this was fun. Don't go around slapping nobody over no jokes, though.
At all.
Rough.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Please, and
People are
nobody
dead
else.
for that kind of stuff these days. Now, let's stay alive. We catch y'all next week. We out.
Good night. Stay safe.
Wait a minute.
Toot. Hey.
still
We
2
still
minutes
got
on
time.
here.
We still got 2 minutes on there.
Okay, well, you know
I
what?
was looking at the clock like, what?
I'm looking at we
It
still
went-
got time. All right, so to contact
Well, no.
me,
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
you can go to RalstonMOgburn.com, ROSLYNMOGBURN.com, just to make sure we are next couple of weeks getting into the community and door knocking. I'll pass it back over to you, Dre.
Hey, man. Do not slap nobody over a joke, man. It was a joke.
It was a
You
joke.
look, people.
It's a clean joke.
It was so
innocent.
It was a joke that don't say that.
It was innocent.
We don't need nobody. Well, your hair's short. How you not gonna feel about?
Let me tell you something. Short by preference. How about that?
And I'm just gonna hover there. Reason why I can't go. So some people see about my issues. I had times where my hair did not grow. I think I told Dre why I didn't want to take the shot. Right? Thought I was gonna lose my hair. So that's a real thing. So I can't. My time is real minimal.
Hey, y'all. We about to be out.